What's up? I'm Logan Mills, and this is how to fish muddy water, or some tips on how to fish it. Let's get into it. It's not going to be a super long video. This is more of a, try and help describe, because it is springtime. It rains a lot, and muddy water can be a pain, but also can be very helpful. Like today, it was chocolate milk. It was just milk. Just complete mud. You can't see a foot in the water. Now, it's good and bad. Like if you find a mud line, which is a part of a lake that the lake is blue, normal color, and for some reason, maybe there's a house being, or a neighborhood being developed, and there's a lot of dirt being moved, and it creates a perfect wall between the clear water and then muddy water. And bass will sit in that and ambush prey. So that can be very helpful, but what can be very challenging is like if the whole lake, river, pond, whatever is just milk, just chocolate milk color. It is a pain sometimes because it affects the fish, not necessarily the bite, but you might get less bites because it's harder for the fish to see. I mean, yeah, they can see farther than us when it's milk or chocolate milk looking water, but it's still difficult for them to see. They can still, see, but it's, I don't know, it's just more difficult for them to see. So, it makes it, you have to be closer to the fish to get that fish to strike. So what, some things that help are like bigger baits. Like if you, let's say you're fishing a lake. You can throw a jig, maybe, let's just say, that big. Alright, maybe you're fishing clear water. It works, right? If you're fishing muddy water, yeah, you can throw that same jig, but there's less action, less movement, so it's harder for the fish to see. It is possible to catch fish, but more difficult. So you might upgrade a jig that may be this big, with a bigger trailer, and the color that works really well is black and blue. It stands out really well. You don't have to use it, but it works. I missed a big one Thursday. I was really mad at that. On a black and blue, lure and muddy water, which they're bedding right now, which makes it even harder because if they're bedding, you could be 6 inches away from the bed and they're not going to bite it. They're not going to come off the bed to eat it. So it's even more difficult right now because they're bedding, muddy water. You have to get right in the bed, and it's just, it makes it a mess. Not all fish bed at the same time though, which, you can catch them on moving baits, but bedding season, worms, the way to go. But some other baits that do work really well in, muddy waters, anything that's loud, obnoxious, not totally obnoxious, like, a rattle trap. Got a lot of rattles in it. It's obnoxious. But it might attract the fish because they can't see it. So, they can hear it still. The water doesn't affect their hearing or sense of smell, whatever, whatever smell they have. But just like spinner baits work, loud movement, bright colors. You don't want to go over the top, but lures that make noise, they're brighter, not natural colors. You don't want to be, you can throw it. Don't get me wrong, it is possible to catch fish, but throwing a green pumpkin, or not a green pumpkin, a pumpkin lure in chocolate milk water, it kind of blends in. It makes it even more difficult. So if you throw something that stands out a little bit, that makes it easier for the fish to see, your odds of catching fish go up. Thursday and today, which is Sunday, we fished, the river. It's just complete milk, just, not good conditions, windy as all get out. We still caught fish though, but it just made it more difficult, and, we caught less fish. But, mud lines are helpful. Muddy water is, it's not the greatest, but it is fishable. Well, let me phrase that. Not any body of water is fishable. You're not going to catch fish on a puddle on the side of the road. I don't recommend trying that. But, it doesn't matter what your conditions are. It could be super windy. It could be rainy. If you're out there, commit to it. Don't go home, Unless there are certain times. If it's thundering, if it's lightning, you might want to go back to the truck and just wait it out. But, once you get out on the lake, commit to it and fish. It doesn't matter what it is. you can find a fish somewhere. Anybody can, especially right now with bedding, you know. But that's a little short video on, you know, tips on how to fish muddy water. You know, it's not my favorite thing to fish. I love fishing clear water. I like bed fishing, but, you know, it happens. So you gotta stick to it and get through it and catch the fish. Stay tuned and stay hooked for the next one. See you there.